All persons having any business before this honourable court now draw nigh and give your attendance, and you shall be heard. God save the Queen.
Admission of lawyers. Usman Ali.
May it please the court, I move that Usman Ali be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Usman Ali be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rhiannon Jean Auld.
Rhiannon Jean Auld. May I please the court, I move that Rhiannon Jean Auld be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rhiannon Jean Auld be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Elizabeth Baird.
May it please the court, I move that Elizabeth Baird be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Elizabeth Baird be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
India Canvan.
May it please the court, I move that India Canvan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let India Canvan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ashley Seekit Chan.
May it please the court, I move that Ashley C. Kit Chan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ashley C. Kit Chan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Aaron John Kogel.
May it please the court, I move that Aaron John Kogel be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Aaron John Kogel be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Destiny Adriana Darocha Oliveira Alves.
May it please the court, I move that Destiny Adriana Darocha Oliveira Alves be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Destiny Adriana Darocha Oliveira Alves be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cassandra Ann Deer.
May it please the court, I move that Cassandra Anna Dien be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Cassandra Anna Dien be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emma Marie Dunn.
May it please the court, I move that Emma Marie Dunn be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emma Marie Dunn be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alice Florence Mary Durham.
May it please the court, I move that Alice Florence Mary Durham be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alice Florence Mary Durham be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Benita Kate Dutton.
May it please the court, I move that Benita Kate Dutton be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Benita Kate Dutton be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lachlan Ellison Ennis.
May it please the court, I move that Lachlan Ellison Ennis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lachlan Ellison Ennis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Weizeng Guan.
May it please the court, I move that Weizeng Guan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Wei Zeng Guan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nadia Dana Gabe Names.
May it please the court, I move that Nadia Dana Gabe Names be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nadia Dana Gabe Names be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Stephen Arman Habibi.
May it please the court, I move that Stephen Arman Habibi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Stephen Arman Habibi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Huda Karim Halani.
May it please the court, I move that Huda Karim Halani be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Huda Karim Halani be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Grace Catherine Hartley.
May it please the court, I move that Grace Catherine Hartley be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Grace Catherine Hartley be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cassandra Dewey Sabalo Hermosa.
May it please the court, I move that Cassandra Dewey Sabalo Hermosa be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Cassandra Dewey Sabalo Hermosa be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shaheen Mohammed Hussein.
May it please the court, I move that Shaheen Mohammed Hussein be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shaheen Mohammed Hussein be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ross Jordan Ianello.
May it please the court, I move that Ross Jordan Ianello be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ross Jordan Ianello be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Beatrix Isles.
May it please the court, I move that Beatrix Isles be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Beatrix Isles be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Natalie Jarrah.
May it please the court, I move that Natalie Jarrah be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Natalie Jarrah be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
William Hakon Jorgensen.
May it please the Court, I move that William Haakon Jorgensen be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
That William Haakon Jorgensen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alice Kang.
May it please the Court, I move that Alice Kang be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
That Alice Kang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Navjeet Kaur.
May it please the Court, I move that Navjeet Kaur be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Navjeet Kaur be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Saba Khalid Khan.
May it please the Court, I move that Saba Khalid Khan be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Saba Khalid Khan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James Martin Conn.
May it please the Court, I move that James Martin Conn be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let James Martin Conn be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Pereya Kwanpoth.
May it please the Court, I move that Pereya Kwanpoth be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Pereya Kwanpoth be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sayon Lim.
May it please the Court, I move that Sayon Lim be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Sayon Lim be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Therese Mary Menace.
May it please the Court, I move that Therese Mary Menace be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Therese Mary Menace be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Quinn Tui Tung Nguyen.
May it please the Court, I move that Quinn Tui Tung Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Quinn Tui Tung Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zwan Ning Christine Ong.
May it please the Court, I move that Zwan Ning Christine Ong be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Zwan Ning Christine Ong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emmanuel Ramon Respal.
May it please the Court, I move that Emmanuel Ramon Respal be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Emmanuel Ramon Respal be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dario Sabjak.
May it please the Court, I move that Dario Sabjak be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Dario Sabjak be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Katerina Sulja.
May it please the Court, I move that Katerina Shulga be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Katerina Shulga be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mayor Lucy Webster Suzuki.
May it please the Court, I move that Mayor Lucy Webster Suzuki be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Mayor Lucy Webster Suzuki be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shu Y. William Tai.
May it please the Court, I move that Shu Y. William Tai be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Shu Y. William Tai be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ho Yin Tang.
May it please the Court, I move that Ho Yin Tang be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Ho Ying Tang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Brandon Tai.
May it please the Court, I move that Brandon Tai be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Brandon Tai be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
John Douglas Truman.
May it please the Court, I move that John Douglas Truman be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let John Douglas Truman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Li Wang.
May it please the Court, I move that Li Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Li Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Wenxian Sylvia Wang.
May it please the Court, I move that Wen Xiang Sylvia Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Wen Xiang Sylvia Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Thomas Ivan Douglas James Wignall.
May it please the Court, I move that Thomas Ivan Douglas James Wignall be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Thomas Ivan Douglas James Wignall be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mark Wilson.
May it please the Court, I move that Mark Wilson be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Mark Wilson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eta Wong.
May it please the Court, I move that Eta Wong be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Eta Wong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yang Xiang.
May it please the Court, I move that Yang Shang be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Yang Shang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Xiaofan Zhu.
May it please the Court, I move that Xiaofan Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Xiaofan Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alex Yazbek.
May it please the Court, I move that Alex Yazbek be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Alex Yazbek be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Badwina Youssef.
May it please the Court, I move that Badweena Youssef be admitted as a lawyer of this Honourable Court.
Let Badweena Youssef be admitted as a lawyer of this court. Thank you, Registrar. Now that the formal moving of lawyers has ended, I'd like to warmly welcome you to this virtual admission ceremony at the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench today to my right is Justice Leeming, who is a member of the Court of Appeal, and to my left, Justice Garling, who is a judge of the Common Law Division. Together, we constitute the court that has, in exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice. As we gather for this celebration physically dispersed, I would like to begin by recognising the various traditional lands on which we meet. This ceremony is streamed from the Banco Court, which is located on the land of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. I acknowledge these traditional custodians and pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. We recognise the long-standing and enduring customs and traditions of Australia's First Nations and acknowledge with deep regret the role our legal system has had in perpetrating many injustices against Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. To all new lawyers watching today, welcome to the legal profession. This admission ceremony may be different to what you were expecting. These are challenging times when you are unable to be admitted in person. However, your admission, conducted remotely, reflects the agility and adaptability which you will need to possess as lawyers in an age of great change. This is a time for celebration. You have all worked extremely hard to get to this point through caffeine-fuelled nights and obscure problem questions, reading countless wafer-thin pages of textbooks and more cases than you could hope to remember. You've entered the world of eggshell skulls, encountered a mysterious reasonable person, and have understood the Constitution consists of so much more than the vibe of the thing. In becoming a lawyer, you have joined a centuries-old profession with ancient origins. The custom of advocates swearing an admission oath dates back to the 12th century. This court first admitted lawyers to practice in 1824, and by 1830, the names of lawyers were entered onto rolls in this state. You have now become part of this tradition almost 200 years later. Perhaps for some of you, that is how long it feels like you've been studying. For many of you, the support of your family and friends has been invaluable. No doubt they have also often been on the receiving end of your finely polished skills of argument and persuasion. I do encourage you to take the time to thank them. The oath or affirmation you have made before this ceremony is a serious one and deserves solemn regard. Whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, or an entirely different field, you should be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice. It is an acknowledgement of these weighty responsibilities that we observe today's unique formalities, including the moving of lawyers and our somewhat strange choice of fashion. On a lighter note, I recall on one occasion some years ago, a young member of the audience asked if we were doing Santa photos after the ceremony. I was terribly sorry to disappoint. However, although we mark this occasion with formality and tradition, not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. You'll be unsurprised to hear that over the past year and a half, we've had to adapt quite a bit. COVID has meant a rapid shift to the increased use of virtual courtroom setups and technology to ensure access to justice continues in the midst of a pandemic. Things don't always go smoothly, as those with me on the bench, particularly those who chair the IT committee, can probably attest to. There have been real difficulties to grapple with in terms of open justice, effective communication and a fairness to participants. And occasionally a lawyer might even get stuck behind a Zoom kitten filter. You'll be surprised to know we succeeded today to live stream a court hearing with 19,000 people watching online. But for all the challenges we face, the impetus is greater than ever before for us to prioritise flexibility and accessibility. Better use of technology and increased working from home arrangements have profound implications for how our legal system interacts with many people, including those in rural and remote areas, those with a disability, medical conditions or carers' responsibilities. As the newest members of the profession, you are at the forefront of innovation in the law and have a unique opportunity to see through changes so that justice is done openly and equitably. There are, of course, other changes that deserve attention. When we think of the diversity of the legal profession, we encounter the duality that we have come very far and that much still needs to be done. Though women were originally not permitted to practice, since 2018, women have made up more than half of all the solicitors with a practicing certificate in New South Wales and currently make up 63% of solicitors under the age of 30. Women occupy many of the most senior positions in the law, including, of course, the Chief Justice of Australia. However, women continue to face challenges of representation, including amongst judges of this court and, for example, amongst barristers in speaking roles in the High Court of Australia. On the other hand, it is heartening to see that the local court of New South Wales has almost achieved gender parity amongst magistrates, but we must not be complacent about these issues. There are other noticeable diversity concerns that we must face head-on. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and people from diverse cultural backgrounds continue to be alarmingly underrepresented in the legal profession, and particularly within the judiciary and the ranks of senior counsel. We must also be alert to barriers to the profession from people from less privileged backgrounds. Law should not be a profession for the wealthy, and the idea that students may be dissuaded from studying law by the cost of a law degree, which this year has again increased, or because of other systemic issues, is troubling. Not just this, but we will only achieve a truly diverse profession when barriers to advancement are broken down and people from different backgrounds are properly supported in a collegiate and inclusive environment free from harassment and discrimination. These issues are fundamental to a just and transparent legal system and to the legitimacy of the rule of law. We need diverse representation amongst advocates and judges so that all people who become involved in our justice system can be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community. Despite these challenges, there is real scope for change. There is far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than those who have been around for as long as me. You are in a unique position as new lawyers who are entering the profession at a time when more than ever your words and actions are having an impact for good. You are being heard and taken seriously when you agitate to correct injustices, whether it be speaking out about unsustainable working cultures, sexual harassment or bullying within the profession, unfair laws, or systemic failings affecting our society's most vulnerable. I urge you to continue to speak up for these things. They do matter. You are the future of the profession and will steer the direction it will take. As a lawyer, you will need to make difficult ethical decisions at times. With regard to our personal characteristics, lawyers have been the butt of jokes for centuries. Some would say there are, of course, only a few lawyer jokes, the rest are true stories. But jokes aside, you must use the tools you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court, the administration of justice, and other ethical duties you must uphold. Now that you are lawyers, you can get paid to argue instead of just arguing for free. Of course, there is a lot more to it than that. You're an advisor, a problem solver, a mediator, and an advocate for the marginalised. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember that you're not merely dealing with law in a vacuum as a series of abstract concepts, but law as it applies to people's lives. For this reason, you must strive to deliver legal services competently and fearlessly, with courtesy and integrity. Justice Gageler, before he was a High Court judge, once said, "You must be prepared to give the same answer to the same questions for the same reasons, no matter who asks the question or for what purpose or in what context the asking may occur." That is foundational to the rule of law. For those of you who will practice law, the way you communicate information to others will have profound consequences for access to justice. For a non-lawyer, law is often incomprehensible. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make law accessible to others, sometimes by deciphering legal complexities, other times by deciphering poor legal drafting, and sometimes both. One thing you will regrettably strike throughout your career is legislation which seems carefully crafted with the sole object of ensuring that no one can understand it. Your task is not just to understand it, but to explain it clearly to those whose rights and interests are affected by it. As lawyers, we must not keep the law locked up as something knowable only to us. A client reading your advice should be empowered to understand your meaning, not mystified and confused. So be clear and concise in your writing and your speaking. Plain English is powerful. Consider, do I really need to say aforementioned or herewith? Must I sprinkle in that Latin phrase? Should I really use double negatives, tautologies and wordy clauses that take up a whole page? I would suggest the answer to these questions is a resounding no. The best advocates make their points simply and succinctly. Now, some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could often use that reminder, but don't pick up their bad habits. I also want to speak about failure. I would not be surprised if there are quite a few overachievers and perfectionists watching this live stream today. Even so, at various points of your career, you will make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. You must fail at times in order to grow. What is important is that you try not to make the same mistake twice. I myself have made many mistakes over the years, far too many that I care to remember. Even as Chief Justice, my decisions have on occasions been successfully appealed from the High Court. When that occurs, I simply remind myself through gritted teeth that it's not a legal fiction that the High Court is never wrong, although from time to time dissenting judgments do become the law. Finally, I want to emphasise that your mental health is extremely important. This may sound unexpected at this type of ceremony, but the law is not everything. There may be times when you feel overwhelmed, burnt out or distressed. If you do, you should not be afraid to seek professional help or take a step back when you need to. Also remember that the law is a collegiate profession, and in times of difficulty, the support of your peers will prove invaluable. I found that out throughout my legal career. Although you might find it hard to believe, I was admitted quite a long time ago. I lost my first case, and I lost many more after that. But throughout my 35 years in practice, I could always count on the other barristers in my chambers to share my disappointment at the unfairness of the verdict, the slight tactics of opposing counsel, and most often, I regret to say, the obtuseness of the judge or judges before whom I was appearing. I hasten to add that I, of course, do not include my fellow judges on the bench in that comment. On behalf of all the judges of the Supreme Court, and particularly on behalf of those sitting with me today, I once again congratulate you on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. The Court will now adjourn.